In the game, Joel's grief makes him dangerous. In the show, it makes him fragile. That single shift redefines how we experience his pain and what it means to survive it. HBO's adaptation of The Last of Us has been so successful because it respects its source material but makes eloquent changes to enhance it for a non-interactive experience. This is most effectively seen through its main character and the different ways the two mediums adapt his most defining aspect, his grief. In the game, Joel is an angry, violent man, hardened by years of fury at the world that took his away. He's short-tempered and excessively brutal, which are good traits for a video game protagonist to have, as it's a justification for the violence that's so integral to making The Last of Us work. We have to see Joel brutalize people to really sell his desperation and warped mind, and also explain his proficiency with violence. As in order for him to succeed in protecting Ellie, he has to be a hardened killer in order to survive the many dangers lurking outside of the quarantine zone. However, in the show, his combat capability is nowhere near important as the performance, and the character is rewritten to be much more solemn and broken. This is shown in the subtlety of Pedro Pascal's performance and the editing, which depicts Joel as a victim of PTSD and gives the viewer the impression of a much more tumultuous mind hidden behind those dull eyes. In the game, Joel has already closed off his heart to the world, and we see it gradually reopen over the course of the journey. Whilst in the show, he's a much more broken character. Don't get me wrong, he's still built walls around himself, but he's far more emotional and conflicted about his role as a protector. We see this through the many times Joel is overtaken by his traumatic past and experiences panic attacks over the dark horrors he's seen over the last 2 decades. Game Joel comes off as a character that's already moved past the emotional state show Joel is in, and made the wrong choice to kill that emotional part of himself. The clearest contrast of these two versions of the character can be seen during the hospital massacre during the finale. Both Joels snap during this scene, once they learn that Ellie is about to die for humanity's salvation, but the emotional states of the two couldn't be more different. In the game, Joel goes into a rage, a desperate, brutal defiance to not lose his daughter again, where he ruthlessly slaughters every firefly standing in his way. This is seen through the gameplay, where for the first time the player is given a fully automatic weapon to mow down enemies. This is the game telling us to go on the offensive. The time for sneaking around and scavenging is over. Now it's time to kill. Let's fast forward to the 2 key moments of the sequence, murdering the doctor and murdering Marlene. When Joel kills the doctor, it's a powerful moment, because there's no cutscene. We, the player, have to kill him. We can't spare him or go around him. We either have to pull the trigger, stab him, or burn him. The blood is on the hands of us, the player. This allows for the player to choose the method in which the doctor dies, and it can be as excessively brutal as the player wants, meaning that in the game, the doctor is killed out of anger by us for what he's about to do to Ellie. Next, when Marlene is killed, Joel is in complete control of his actions, and there's a notable shift in his demeanor throughout this scene. When he leaves the elevator, he's panicking because of what he's just done. Then Marlene calms him down, and he begins to contemplate his actions and grapple with the morality of the fact he's just doomed the species. But then he makes the choice to finish the job. He shoots Marlene and decides to escape with Ellie. And you can see his commitment to his choice in this scene, where he goes back to execute Marlene. Look at the hatred he has for her while she's begging for her life. We see the return of the hardened man who closed off his heart and made the ultimate selfish choice, and kills a suffering woman to ensure his own happiness. Throughout the entirety of the hospital level, Joel is filled with rage at the people who tried to take Ellie from him, and it's shown through the gameplay and performance. In the show, this sequence takes on an entirely different meaning with Pedro's more traumatized interpretation. When he decides to kill the fireflies, there's no anger in his actions. He is a cold, calculating, emotionless machine who systematically slaughters them one by one. This man moves on instinct, whose only goal is to save his daughter. He kills each firefly with a single shot, a far cry from the hail of bullets we unleash in the game. Then he arrives at the operating room. As soon as the doctor says he won't let him take her, he immediately puts a bullet between his eyes. As the doctor falls to the floor, his emotion doesn't change. There's no rage, just a broken man with only one thing left to lose. Finally, we arrive at the Marlene moment, where his demeanor never shifts across the whole scene. He stays numb to emotion and kills her. Compare the two deliveries on this line.
You just come after her.
You just come after her.
In the game, he kills her out of anger. In the show, Joel doesn't even blink as he ends her life. It's changes like this that make The Last of Us show one of the greatest adaptations of all time, because it's not the definitive version of the story, but a valid reinterpretation that acts as a parallel rather than a replacement, while still keeping the original story completely intact. For more Last of Us essays, here's one about the evil of the Fireflies, and I'll be back in 2 days.